Welcome to this tutorial on Spark streaming. This notebook is part of the Hadoop and Spark training delivered by CERN-IT. We'll be running the notebook using Jupyter and on the CERN Swan service. You can also run it on your private Jupyter notebooks. Just make sure you have PySpark installed. First thing we want to do is to get a Spark session with some standard code and some standard configuration. Then we point to the data that we'll be using for this exercise. So the data can be found here, and this is the cloned repository with the codes and data. We got data, streaming, and this is the first file we're going to read. It has 3 columns, timestamp, name and value, some dummy data for the purposes of this demo. So we're going to read it in a streaming way. So we use spark.readstream and then the format, CSV, and the other options, including the schema. This just defines the data frame, the input stream data frame. No real computation has been done so far. Then we want to define the output. So this is a basic demo, so we don't define any computation on these streams. So far, we define the output stream for the pipeline, and this will be a view in memory, which is something that you would use for testing, while in real life you either use a file or a sink or a Kafka sink, for example. Okay, I refer you to the lecture on streaming to see the details of this. Just run it, and this will start the streaming. Ignore the warning. Okay, the data is mapped into a table, data red, that contains 3 columns that we've seen before. This is the data that we have, and this is the status of our streaming. Okay, let's move on and define something more complex. From the input stream, we create a view first so that we can operate with SQL. And then with SQL, we define an aggregation on the data that we just read. We group by name and count. Okay, this defines an operation. And finally, we define another output stream for the pipeline, again using the format in memory. And this time the output mode will be complete. So every time we'll complete the calculation. Okay, and now let's see the data that we have. Okay, so let's query the output table and then the aggregated table. And let's have more data coming in. So we can simulate this all going on the shell. Project, Spark training, data streaming. Okay, let's say we have more data coming in, so we already prepared a CSV file. Okay. Now we have 2 CSV files. Let's go back to our notebook and let's query the first stream, the one that just writes out what's in the input. Okay, now we have 6 points, so 2 files are being read. And the aggregation still has 3 points, but we have 2 points for each event. Okay, let's add a third file. Now we have 3 CSV files. So the first stream that just outputs what comes in will show 9 points, 3 for each file, and 3 files in total. And again, there it is. And the aggregation will have 3 points for each name. Okay, that's exactly what we wanted. We can stop streams and stop the Spark session. And this ends this short tutorial.